Now on BBC One, a film portrait of the life and work of the choir boys, currently very much in the public eye, Paul's Children.
Be thou in me dwelling, all of you, 1, 2.
Be thou in me dwelling,
and I with thee one. Who's that? Don't do it.
Paul's Children, the medieval name given to the choir boys of St. Paul's Cathedral. A uniquely English choral tradition that dates back to the 12th century has been handed on to these 32 choristers and 6 probationers. Every morning, in their tiny school under the shadow of the cathedral, they settle down to a working day long before the rest of the city has come to life. Today is a special day. This afternoon, the Queen Mother will be visiting the cathedral, and they will be singing for her. Barry Rose may take them through anthems, psalms and hymns at breakneck speed, but every boy in the choir knows that he'll tolerate nothing less than perfection.
If you can't sing it better than I can, there'll be trouble. Right? 3, 4. No sense of driving that descant. The fact it's high means that in St. Paul's it tells. Do it once more. 3, 4.
Well, this is the only thing that a child does where he becomes an adult. And at 8:45 in the morning, I expect a degree of professionalism which you find in the very best mixed choirs or church choirs anywhere in the world. We're asking a lot, but we're saying to a child, in effect, right, you must be a member of the first team, you know, of one of the sort of great places, that's all, and you must do it at the age of 8. They can be children later in the day, but as far as I'm concerned, in the morning, they are adults.
Now, I tell you what, the one thing that's most important today, the last page, when everyone's standing up, and Mr. Durney probably played the fanfare, you know, that one, and so on, however it goes. Right, finish it up.
In your pocket? Good that you've done. Now go into the downstairs senior dormitory. Yes.
This is the one occasion in the year when the boys struggle into stiff collars. The Eton suit persists, a last relic of more formal days when, for ex-choristers like Walter de la Mare, Jimmy Edwards and Sir Charles Groves, it used to be standard uniform.
You need to come over and have a go now then, can you please? And,
For Paul Phoenix, over in Stationers' Hall, the chance of a last run-through of his solo for the Queen Mother. Paul came from a parish church choir in the Manchester area to emerge as one of the most exciting soloists at St Paul's in recent years.
Go straight in. 2, 3.
When a merry maiden marries, sorrow goes and pleasure.
Well, Paul Phoenix has got what I call a golden voice. And he can not only sing, but he also has that rare gift of communicating. And these are very rare gifts to find in a boy of that age. And this makes him really quite outstanding.
Let our tears be tears of laughter, every sigh that finds a vent, be a sigh of sweet content.
A first solo before the Queen Mother sounds like a daunting prospect.
Well, I'm quite pleased to be doing it, because it's about the second biggest thing I've ever done. And it's certainly the longest thing I've ever done. And I hope my parents will be pleased. But I enjoy singing so much. I really enjoy it.
When you're singing in front of someone like the Queen Mother, do you feel scared?
A bit nervous.
The smallest probationer, Walker Minor.
Your Majesty, ladies and gentlemen, among all the many famous people buried in the crypt of St Paul's lies Sir Arthur Sullivan. Paul Phoenix, who is 11, is going to sing the solo in this item, and this is his lovely, expressive song, When a Merry Maiden Marries.
When a merry maiden marries, sorrow goes and pleasure tarries. Every sound becomes a song. All is right and nothing's wrong. From today and ever after, let our tears be tears of laughter. Every sigh that finds a vent, be a sigh of sweet content. When you marry, merry maiden, then the air with joy is laden. All the corners of the earth ring with music sweetly played. What is melodious mirth? it is laughing day. The year is many, May. Oh, all the year is many, May. All the year is many, May. Many, many, May. Many, many, May. All the year is many, many, May.
Every summer brings the annual sports day and the best of English prep school traditions, when parents from all over the country get a rare chance to see their children behaving like ordinary schoolboys, under the command of the senior master, Mr. Dare.
First Phoenix, second Burrows, time 14.6 seconds. First Johnson, second Walker May, time 27.9 seconds. On your marks, get set. On your mark, get set.
One of these.
100 meters C, first Vine May, second Walker Mai. Fourth, throwing the cricket ball A, first Johnson, second Walker
Whether
May.
it's taking tea and trophies in the rain or entertaining the Queen Mother in Stationers' Hall, the world of the choir boy at St. Paul's Cathedral is a world set apart. A world few people know about and even fewer can enter.
Open your mouth. Funny notes at the top. Why is that?
Well, you see, I've got a bit of a cold.
Do you want to go for one more? Yes. Go on then. Very good. That's above top C, believe it or not. Now then, turn your back on the piano and don't look. Tell me how many notes I am playing.
Audition Day has mustered a short list of hopefuls in competition for a single place. The youngest is only 7. In return for his voice, the best candidate will be guaranteed virtually free education up to public school common entrance. so the voice trials are critical. It's here that Barry Rose and the Cathedral organist Christopher Durnley will be looking for the promise of a fine English treble.
Hello, have I seen you before somewhere? Yes. Come on then, you come and stand over here with me. And you brought something to sing, have you? Right, you show me where it is then. There, good. And who's taught you this song?
My mother and...
Well, I look for bright eyes, frankly. I think that's where it starts. A child who's got bright eyes very much impresses me. I look for the answer to quick-fire questions. I mean, it might be who the Prime Minister is, or what's your favourite football team. But that aside, of course, there's the formal musical test.
Oh, glory, Lord, and honour to thee, Redeemer King, to whom the lips of children may sweet hosannas bring.
And it's not really a great voice that one is seeking. I mean, we do find some natural voices. We're seeking a good ear. People who can sing, who've been coached for this, can probably sing over the wings of a dove, you know, like $1 million, but wouldn't be able to read a note of music or even make music.
The staff confer, and the new probationer finally chosen is Benjamin Knowles.
All things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small. All things
In January, when Benjamin Knowles becomes Knowles Minor, he'll find that a typical day at St. Paul's is precisely regulated from the moment it begins.
Good morning, boys. Come along, wakey, wakey. Want a bit of air in here.
Matron at St. Paul's, Sheila Dare.
Come on quickly, dear. That's the way. Come on, Sleepy. Come on. Here. Come on. Up you get. It's a lovely day. Thank you, King. Just open a window too. What is it, dear? I'll see it after breakfast.
And she said it might be a warm thing.
Yeah, no, well, we can't waste time this morning. You are. Put those on and find them after breakfast.
I can't find the best of
Your hair. Where's your comb? Have you done your hair?
Yes.
Yes, matron.
By 7:15, the boys have washed, dressed and made their beds. Everyone who's scheduled for early morning instrumental practice, and every boy in the school plays something, is in his place. Boys scheduled for a later practice start their day with a brisk walk around the cathedral precinct. At this hour of the morning, the city virtually belongs to them, and it's one of the few opportunities they have to leave the school grounds unchaperoned in the interests of their health. Every morning, a rota determines who will serve at early communion. Milk and biscuits have been put out today for Walker May, head boy and brother of Walker Mai, a solitary breakfast before he walks across to the near-deserted cathedral.
By this time you're pretty well awake, and usually I'm thinking about what's going to happen for the rest of the day. Thinking, you know, what the day's going to be like. It's like, oh no, there's a French test today or something like that, I suppose. Actually, I don't think you really think about much when you actually get in the cathedral, apart from getting ready, getting changed, getting up on time. If I started doing something wrong and say, oh, I'm not going to serve or something like this, then I mean all the other servers could go on strike or something. But I mean you don't really think of saying I don't want to serve. But I suppose in a way, not that everybody admit it, but everybody really enjoys serving in a way.
Let us pray. Grant us, O God, the help of thy Holy Spirit, that we may worthily approach these holy mysteries and love thee with an everlasting love, through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
What we are about to receive, may the Lord make us truly thankful.
There is an inevitable pecking order in the school. It reaches from the probationers, who are allowed to stand with the choir but not to sing in it, to the senior boys who have first go at second helpings at mealtime. After breakfast in his Grace and Favour house, Barry Rose sets out for choir practice, trying the weather to see if it's likely to affect the boys' pitch. Too much humidity could make them sing flat.
I'll bring it off when I've had enough of it. I've had enough of it. Yeah, go on. That's it. Now, what do you say he's doing to it?
The most vital practice of any week is the probationers' practice. After all, they're the choir of the future. In about 3 years' time, I shall look round and say, Walker Mai, you know, sing this solo, or you know, Gumpert, sing this to me. And I expect them to be able to do it. And if they can't do it, I shall be having to look in the mirror and say to myself, you know, why didn't you teach them this? Why didn't you teach them that?
First of all, once you've got it found, anyone put a key on it first? Key by hand, please.
Yes.
A flat major.
A flat major. Now, it might have been what key? Might have been... Wait a minute, only one hand gone up. Might have been what key? You got it or not? Walker. F
minor.
F minor is the right answer. Right then, this is the tune. Tell me how many falling semitones there are in it. Now, listen carefully. On a Saturday morning, I'll spend a long time talking about keys, talking about what key signature is this, what interval is this, training their ears, making them really acute. And this breeds a good generation of soloists, really. I've passed all now, really. So how many falling semitones are there in that bell?
3.
3. You say 3. All right, I'll tell you what, I'll come round and I'll sing the tune, and as I do so, I'll indicate by giving Bella a quick tap on the head, shall I? Right, so it's la, 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 la. How many?
4.
4. Now sing this legato, and the great secret of singing la is it's a long R, you all know that, don't you, which is interspersed by making your tongue work for you. So la la, it's like me singing ah la 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 la, and keeping the R sound flowing along, aren't I? And that's the secret of all good singing, to be able to sing beautiful vowel sounds and beautiful legatos. Off we go then to la then. 3, 4. As long as a boy knows roughly where his voice is produced, then, you know, he can sing quite naturally. The less cluttered children are with technique, the better. I don't really want, you know, all my choristers cluttered up with too much technique.
A daily wash for 38 boys is only the beginning of matron's responsibility.
You'll have to take the place of their mother. They've got to have somebody that they can go to with their little troubles and when they fall or things like that. And especially at night, you have to have somebody.
When's the time that you find you're able to relate to them?
Bath time.
What happens then?
Well, especially with what I call the babies, the smallest ones. They're 2 at a time, one in one bath and the other, and there's a little shelf in between that I sit on. And that is the time when I hear which master they don't like, or what, you know, what am I going to do tomorrow, why did I do something else, or about their pets at home.
Do you find it is something of a crisis when the children are taken from their home environments and put here?
With some, yes, but others, this is their salvation, because they have companionship at home. Perhaps we have 1 or 2 with broken homes. That this is where they find and make roots. And they, as I say, they make their friends and they're soon happy. It's a full day for them that they haven't time to be homesick.
Now stand well back for this one because it's likely to have quite a lively reaction.
Tape et te touche le nez du professeur. Qu'est-ce que tu fais?
Je touche la nez du professeur.
Right, now we're going to move on now. So let's find 1 Samuel 1, verse 32.
32, yes.
Come on, Maxim, you can start reading.
1. King David said, "Call to me Zadok the priest."
Well, I'm busy because of doing the services in Cathedral and also the academic work. So I suppose we have to work harder than in other schools. I do get fed up of it sometimes, but I think we're very lucky to be singing in Cathedral, so I'd rather be in a choir school than in a normal school.
The anointing king over Israel.
Can you remember a piece of, thanks very much, can you remember a piece of music you've seen?
Yeah.
By who?
Stanislaus.
Oh, come
Handel.
Headmaster Derek Sutton enforces this strict timetable. All his predecessors since the foundation of the school have been clergymen. And although not himself ordained, Derek Sutton did attend choir school, so he knows from experience that choir boys can't expect time off.
No, there's no full day off in the week, because Saturday too is a working day. Saturday morning, for instance, starts for probationers with a practice, for choristers with a lesson, followed by a short rehearsal in Cathedral, then matins, which the boys sing only on Saturdays, weekdays I mean, of course. When they come back, they have more lessons until lunchtime, and that's the only day in the week when we have PE. We have a physical training instructor who comes in on Saturday mornings. Then the afternoon is not a free afternoon either. They have singing rehearsals, evensong at 4. Some of them may have parents coming to see them after that. Sunday, needless to say, is a very busy day for the choristers, because it's the major day in the cathedral. I always have the feeling that because of this highly organized timetable and this very specialized job that the boys have to do, that choristers develop a sense of purpose in life far earlier than most other children of that age.
In these liberal modern times, with our more relaxed attitudes to upbringing and education, there's a definitely archaic ring to the suggestion that boys can thrive on a regime of strict discipline and hard work. But when you're at the school, you can feel that the atmosphere is one of enthusiasm and enjoyment.
Right, all ready?
This could, of course, be explained by the more obvious privileged circumstances of small classes and special facilities, like the heated swimming pool. But there is something else, something different about the relationship here between masters and boys. Perhaps it's the unusual respect that the staff seem to have for the pupils, because of their special talents and because of the professional and exacting work that they're called on to do. By mid-afternoon, across in the cathedral, the tide of tourists is at full flood. Every year, 2.5 million visitors pass through St. Paul's. Amongst the bookstall's souvenirs, visitors can buy records of the choir produced by a recording company set up and run by Barry Rose himself. Most of the visitors who tour around St. Paul's pass on to the Tower of London and Madame Tussauds without waiting to hear what many musicians today regard as the finest cathedral choir in the world.
Ich weiß überhaupt nichts davon.
Und ist das erst morgen?
Ich glaube, normal ist das erst am nächsten Tag.
Eben, weil es war aber angeschlagen, Freitag um 13 Uhr, aber ursprünglich war das doch für Samstag.
Now, have a look at the dome here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like you to know that there will be a service of evensong sung today at 4 o'clock by the boys of the Cathedral Choir. Damen und Herren, es gibt ein Abendandacht 4 Uhr heute mit der Domkirchen Knabenchor. Messieurs, dames, un office de soir a lieu à 4 heures avec les jeunes chanteurs de la Cathédrale. Nous serions très contents si vous assistiez à l'office. Merci.
This part is now closed now, thank you, ladies. This way, please. We're now preparing for the evensong now. We're closing now for the evening service, evensong, 4 o'clock service only now. This way, please.
Now, at last, they're assuming the public image of choir boys as they come to the climax of their day. Today, the choristers are on their own. The 6 probationers will be attending the service to learn, but not to take part. And they won't have the support of the adult tenors and basses who make up the full cathedral choir. This is the one day of the week that gives the boys the chance to present on their own one of the anthems from the 1,000 or more pieces that make up their repertoire.
On this day, anyone got the copies of answers? 1, 2 spare ones.
There's just 15 minutes before evensong to put the finishing touches to Mozart's Agnus Dei, which many of the boys will have seen for the first time at this morning's practice.
So we think, with warmth, Agnus Dei. You know, it's really a warm piece. 2 bars, please. 2 bars. Now warm it up a bit here. That's it. Now produce the tone a bit. That's the way. Now you should have mercy upon me. That's it. That's it, grow. Lovely.
Well, I like to think that the choir will be remembered for what it did on a Monday and on a Tuesday, and not perhaps just for gramophone records or for tours or anything else like that. A really great choir finds that every day is important to it, and I try and generate as much enthusiasm. In fact, I hope I do generate enthusiasm for the next day as there was the day before. And sometimes one finds that these great big days get in the way of it, of what the cathedral is there for. I mean, the cathedral is not there for only for big occasions, it's there for the everyday services. I mean, it's the fact that when you look into the roof above the choir, there are mosaics up there. It would have been very easy for the chaps to put them in, and they won't put in so long ago to just set the stones any old house. Well, I've got that one wrong, it doesn't really matter. Everything in St Paul's is of an excellence, and we are part of the furnishing and the sort of fixture of St Paul's, if you like, and it's our job to be as excellent as everything round about us.
When you're singing in the cathedral, you obviously, you can move a lot of people. You make a big difference to their lives.
I've seen somebody crying before.
Does it make any difference to you?
Not really, no. I just go about it as I usually do. Oh dear. But I think when people are overcome by this sort of thing, I don't really take, well, I do take some notice, but not as much as, say, somebody that had a real soft heart and something like that. But no, I don't pay much notice to them, not really.
Do you get fed up of singing ever?
No, never.
Do you always feel like singing?
Yes, I love singing.
You spend a lot of your time singing hymns.
Yes, well, they're a bit boring sometimes.
And church music?
Church music, Elizabethan times, we sing like Tallis and Bird. It's horrible, you know, but I'll still enjoy singing the notes no matter what. Maybe the words, you know, like Merry Maids and things like that.
What about the words, what about the religious words? Do they mean anything?
Yes, I think they mean a lot. A lot to everyone, really.
When your voice breaks and you leave here, what will you do?
I don't know. I couldn't say, you know, if I don't get it back. 'Cause sometimes you can't get your voice back when it's broken. I wouldn't know what to do, you know.
But if you do get it back, what will you do?
Well, I think I'll carry on singing. I don't know what type of singing I'll do because you can't really tell. But I like country and western.
If there's an apparent contradiction in the lives of Paul's children today between the medieval notion of existing in order to serenade the Creator and yet being a part of the modern world, they don't seem to feel it. And at this time of year, as we are drawn into their world, there can be few who are not grateful that they're still there. Christmas at the choir school means not only the splendor of carols in the cathedral, but also a tradition that the youngest boys get together each Christmas to plan their own entertainment for the household staff.
I wasn't brought up in a deeply religious home, but as a child I attended Sunday school, and I found that what spoke to me most was the music that we sang and the music that was played. And I can remember as a child being taken to the local parish church and hearing the crucifixion and works of that sort. And this meant a great deal more to me than the person who was actually speaking. I mean, as a child, I suppose the sound of music is more pleasurable to listen to than a single voice droning on from the pulpit, dare I say it. But, I wanted to be part of that and give people the sort of experience I was getting. And it has to be church music. I can't see myself, although I have done pop music, I've played the cinema organ, I've played in dance bands and all the rest of it, played the piano, and I accompany occasionally for song recitals and things. It's always the religious music where I get my experiences from, certainly. And it does strange things to your own inside when you do that sort of music. Very strange things indeed.
Does it still do it to your inside?
Yes, even after 20 years, it still does it.